It is 6 o'clock. And today's video is basically going to be a typical day in the life of me living in Vietnam on a day off. What I do on a day off when I've got no work. And that is today. So 6 o'clock, typically when I wake up, and I'll start the day getting some caffeine and just doing a little bit of work. And really just thinking about what I have to do for the day. I don't make a list, I don't have a calendar, I kind of just visualise what I'm going to do for the day, what needs done. I check what needs done for the day, and I kind of just visualise myself doing it and see where it's going to go. But the structure kind of stays the same. So we'll have this, a little bit of work for 10-15 minutes, and then first things first, we'll go to the gym. That is always the first thing that I do in the morning. So, a little bit of work, and then gym time. Let's go. Now, heading to the gym. But first I need to pick up some water from the shops because I ran out. That's the only thing living here, or that I miss about back home, is that I can't just go to the tap and fill up my water. I need to remember to buy water. Made it to the gym, one set in. It is pool day today, and yeah, this is a different gym from the one I was at in the first video. This is a much bigger, much better, and loads more equipment. Still not like top of the range, but it's cheap and it'll do the job. No problems at all. Only thing about here is there's no AC and there's hardly any fans. So every time I come, like by the end of this session, this grey vest will be dark grey. Okay, I'll show you. But yeah, feeling good. Gonna be a good session. So, that is the gym session wrapped up. And what did I say? Different colour. Yeah, soaked. So now, back at the flat. Quick shower, quick bite to eat, and then we continue with the day. So I've got some 5 eggs and a dragon fruit and some banana with a little bit of honey drizzled on top. I like to keep the carbs relatively low in the beginning of the day. Yeah, low carbs. I found for me, if I eat a lot of carbs in the morning, the first couple meals, I tend to just get a bit like sluggish, a bit tired, a bit of brain fog. So I try to fast for as long as possible. I just feel more focused when I've not got any food in me, just the mental clarity. But yeah, when I do have my first meal, it is something relatively low carb, and carbs usually in the form of some fruit. And then protein and fats, good fats as well. So yeah, gonna eat this quickly and then get on with the rest of the day. So, it's about 9 o'clock now. Just walking to a little coffee shop, a little local one that I go to every day. And yeah, get a coffee, read the book, listen to a podcast. Oh yeah.
I see the crystal raindrops fall and the beauty of it all when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind when I think of you sometime, and I want to spend some time with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try.
So, just getting a coffee. This is probably my favourite part of the day. Just read my book, which at the moment is High Performance Habits, which is okay. I have read it before. It's okay, not as good as the other two. But yeah. But after this, I actually didn't bring any more books with me. I didn't expect to get through them so quickly. So I'm going to have to order some or find a bookshop, something like that. But yeah, like I was saying, probably my favourite part of the day. Just read, relax for an hour. I'll read for the first 40 minutes and then I'll listen to a podcast and just sit and think about ideas, things, the rest of the day. Just plans, you know. Just take time to think, and then yeah, this is essentially like the pre-work, and that getting me in the zone for the day, just getting me focused, and then I'll go back, walk back to the flat, and then get on with the day, get on with the work. So yeah, I'll listen to a podcast for 10 more minutes, and then we'll head back. So, just walking back to the flat now, but I wanted to come on and I wanted to talk about that coffee shop. So I've been going to that coffee shop basically every day since I moved into my new apartment, and it must have been on like the first or the second day, but this old man, so a lot of like older people sell like lottery tickets like on the streets, so they buy lottery tickets and then they sell them all day. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, a lot of people do that. Like they just walk into the coffee shops and sell the tickets. So this old man on the first to the second day basically, he basically came down and like shook my hand and sat next to me and then just started chatting to me. Like, I don't think we both have like, I think we're both in two different conversations. Like he's saying one thing and I'm just saying a different thing back, and it doesn't really make sense. But you know what? It's quite wholesome, really. And so again today, he comes and sits next to me and he orders himself like a tea, and then for 10 minutes we're just sat next to each other, kind of communicating in broken English and yes and no's, and I'm asking him questions about his lottery tickets and how it works and how it sells and stuff. So yeah, it's quite funny, but everyone here is really nice, super nice, so friendly. People like to stare like a lot, like every day, but you kind of get used to it, so it is what it is. You know, I had to restock. Now, one in the fridge and one in the freezer for 10 minutes just so it's nice and cold. Now, this is basically where the work starts for the day, and it's about 10:30 now. So, work for today. It's not a massive day in terms of Well, yeah, there's a lot of work to do today, but essentially the past couple of days I've had a lot of new items to upload, and we've had a new delivery in. So past couple of days we've had lots of items to upload, but now we've uploaded those, and now it's basically about cross-listing, transferring those items to a different platform, to all the platforms I sell on. So yeah, today will be mainly just taking items from one platform to a different platform, which is just copy and pasting. It's a little bit boring, repetitive, mundane, but it's part and parcel, you know. More reach on a different platform, on multiple platforms, more potential sales. So it's just what has to be done. Eventually it would be great to outsource this sort of thing to somebody else, but we're not quite at that scale yet. So for the time being, that is what I'll be doing. And then I will also start editing this video. I will work for the next 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and then we'll stop, get some food, and then we will continue again, keep going. Now, I won't lie, the work I'm doing right now is not exciting by any means. It doesn't require much thinking or creativity, but it is an essential part of expanding, getting bigger, and making more money. So because I know that, it still doesn't feel like work. It's not like, oh, I cannot be bothered, you know. There are ways of making it slightly more fun, you know. I'll just put music on, vibe to the music, bit of caffeine, and it'll be fine. Just lock in, you know. Eventually that first 15 minutes might be a little bit of resistance, but once you get into the flow, into that state, it just becomes, you're just focused, you know. And yeah, it'll be fine. So I'm just trying to make this as raw as possible, and often sometimes it being raw means it is a little bit boring, but it's real, you know. This is what I do in a day. So it's time to start work. Stop talking, start working. Let's go.
I haven't seen you in a long time. You got me feeling so lonely. Even when you come through, I can tell that it isn't you. So baby, bring it in closely. Hate the way I love you, but you're so sweet. I always find a way to say the wrong things. I wish that we were laying in the same sheets, but lately you've been acting like you hardly know me.
So I got a bit distracted editing. I did some work on the business, and then I started editing, and it is now, what time is it? Yeah, it's 1:20 now, so I'm hungry, gonna stop, get a bite to eat. So typically while I eat, I will watch some content, other people's content that's in a similar sort of vibe to mine, sort of niche to mine. Take some ideas, things I like, see how I can incorporate my own style, just stuff like that, just to generate more ideas and see how I can improve, because I'm always looking to improve the content, take the content to the next level. And yeah, the more I do it, the more we'll improve. So eat this, watch some, and then it is back to work. So it is about 6 o'clock right now. Yeah, just wrapping up some more work for the end of the day. Yeah, just getting a little coffee. Yeah, it is late to be having coffee, but you know, it's small, not massive. So it should be fine. Basically, what I'm doing right now is it's basically moving everything that I've listed on one platform to a different platform, so on my phone. This is definitely the most boring part of it. It's literally just copying and pasting listings and uploading. It takes ages and it's slow, but essentially being on another platform increases the reach, and the more reach we have, the more potential sales. So yeah, we'll do this for about another hour before I head back to the flat, have dinner, do a little bit more after dinner, and then wrap up for the day. So, just finished up some work. Heading back to the flat now, get some food, I'm starving. Do a little bit more work, and then that's us for the night. So, yeah, just finished up some work. Just at a little coffee shop. Well, not a little coffee shop, it's like a chain coffee shop. Highlands Coffee. Yeah, it's massive in Vietnam. There's one everywhere. It's not the usual spot I go to, but it's good to do some work, like get a laptop out, they've got Wi-Fi and stuff. So, it's good for some work. So, yeah. Now, just as I'm finishing up some work here, before the end of the night, yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about just basically recapping the video. As you can tell, the day is not awfully exciting. You know what I mean? It's a lot of work. Just my days off typically are like this every day. A lot of work, yeah, absolutely. And that might be a bit boring to document. It's not quite as exciting as going and exploring Vietnam in the city, but that's not what this has really been for, you know. So, like I said in the last video, this is not a holiday. It's an experience living in a new country, but I'm still employing the same habits and the same routines that I was employing back home, which was work all day. Like, it's just building, you know. Yeah, so I mean, if I was back home, I would just be scaling the business, and I do a little bit wish I was home at the moment so I could scale the business. But this experience is teaching me other things, and it's what started my YouTube. So yeah, it's a trade-off at the moment. If it gets to a point where I don't feel like the trade-off's worth it, and I'm wasting time where I could be spending scaling and expanding the business back home, then, you know, a difficult call might have to be made. But at the moment, no. For at least a couple of months, I will be in Vietnam. I'm just very focused. Everything's very clear at the moment with the business. There are plans in place. Big things coming, massive things coming. Like expanding like 10 times the size it is right now. Huge expansion. Yeah. And you guys are gonna get to expand with me. You'll get to come along on the journey and understand what it's like and how I feel, the stress, what it's like to build a business from what I would class right now as 0. We're maybe at 1, right? Maybe at 1 out of 100. No, 1 out of 10 right now, right? What it's going to be like to each stage, you know? I'm going all in with this, all in. So yeah, the days aren't that exciting. The days are very mundane, very repetitive. But that isn't necessarily boring to me. I still get enjoyment from it, satisfaction, knowing that I'm building this, you know? So, but maybe for you guys, a little bit boring, but that's the reality of it. That you're not going to find, like, it's not exciting. Anyone you watch, any of these entrepreneurs, anyone, they'll say it themselves. It is the same thing. It is a little bit boring. So I'm just trying to make it as, like, make the boring as enjoyable as possible, you know? But yeah, So just finishing up some work, about to eat, food's just about ready, and then after we eat, yeah, that's it for tonight. It's 8 o'clock now. So yeah, right. That's us done for tonight. Eat a bit of food, eat this, watch some Netflix, and go to bed. I'm shattered. It's been a long day, but a good one at that. So here's to many more. Right.